This is the SJCam 400. It's a pocket stabilized camera like the DJI Pocket 3, and it's got a detachable mini camera like the Insta 360. It really is the best of both worlds, and here's the crazy part. It's under $200. Now let's talk key features real quick. It's got a 6-axis gyro stabilization, horizon steady up to 45 degrees, wireless handle control. You can carry just the camera part with the same quality, dual touch screen on the front and back. It shoots in 4K up to 30 frames, 2K up to 60, and 180 up to 120 frames per second. It can take 24 megapixel photos, and it's got modes like time-lapse, slow motion, burst shot, car mode, loop recording, motion detection. It can shoot both vertical or horizontal, and you can use it as a webcam or for live streaming. It's got up to 7 hours of battery life, and you can mount it anywhere. Now, when I say anywhere, I mean anywhere. Look at the accessories it comes with. You can mount it on a tripod. You can thread it into a GoPro mount, which then fits into this sticky mount, so you can stick it literally anywhere. You can clip the small one into the GoPro mount. You can fit the small one into a full clip housing. You can fit it into a waterproof housing. You can snap it into a clip. Or my personal favorite, you can slide it into a magnet. And for point of view shots, that magnet also fits onto this necklace. Now, really quickly, you have to think about the possibilities. Yes, it works on a tripod, but you can also clip it, stick it, or magnet it to anything. Let's start with the hardware itself. On the front, you have a record button, a function power button, and a USB-C port. You also have the touch screen, which flips horizontally. On this side, you've got one of the triggers to release the small camera, and that's about it. On the back, you've got a power and record button for the small camera, as well as the touch screen. And then on this side, you have the other quick release, and down there in the small camera, you've got where the micro USB goes. On the top, there's nothing except where a lot of the accessories clip in to the detachable camera. And on the bottom, you've got your standard camera thread, so it can fit on any tripod you've already got. We detach this small camera by squeezing the two small triggers. Slides right out. Now we've got USB-C charging on the bottom. It also acts as a USB stick when you plug it into your computer. Again, micro SD. Nothing on the back. Nothing on the side. Little clip. And your touchscreen camera and function and power button. Now, there's something this camera is better at than any other camera I've seen or tried, and that's telling a story. The famed Casey Neistat once said that story is all that matters.
Story is golden.
Story is king, and this camera is the king of telling stories. Why? Well, I can tell you that my other cameras with amazing quality just aren't coming with me in my pocket. But there isn't a surface or area that I can't figure out how to mount this camera on, which means way more unique shots. Not only unique shots, but discreet shots. If you're someone like me who hates filming yourself in public, well, you can snap this anywhere, and it's so small people can barely see. And the cool thing is that when the camera's detached, this actually acts as a remote or trigger. So you can pop this on something, step back 20 feet, and hit the record button on here. Barely anyone knows that you're doing it. The quality doesn't dip when you take this little part out, so you could just keep it in your pocket and pull it out when you want to record quickly. Now, quite frankly, none of that matters if the footage doesn't look good. So let's do a couple of tests here, both outdoor and indoor, with and without stabilization, in 4K and 1080. This is an example of the 4K video indoors. This is the 2K, and this is the 1080 indoors. All of these were done with no stabilization for the best quality. Now, this is what 1080 looks like outside. This is what 2K looks like outside. And this is what 4K looks like outside, obviously in direct sunlight. Let's talk about stabilization. Now I'm walking here with no stabilization on. Now I want to compare no stabilization to with stabilization, which obviously reduces the quality some and zooms in. And then finally, horizon steady, which is a crazy amount of stabilization. I'm actually turning the camera right now. It's at about 45 degrees. There we go. Now, the drop in quality using stabilization or horizon steady is a little disappointing, but remember, this is the king of telling a story and creative shots. That's the primary thing that matters, which means that stabilizing in post afterwards really isn't a big deal, and I think absolutely worth it. Now again, this is no stabilization, and then this is the same video stabilized in post, which is a completely fine option. Now let's take a look at the photo quality. Remember, it shoots 24 megapixel photos. So again, we'll do both indoor and outdoor test shots. These are a few examples of indoor shots, and these are a few examples of outdoor shots. This is also an example of the audio quality. I've got no microphones attached, just the little camera detached from the handle sitting in my car, maybe 2.5 feet away. When you're recording outside, there's also a denoising option. So this is the standard audio with denoising off. It's a little windy and there are some birds. This is with denoising on. Same exact location, still windy, still birds. And there's kind of a main road over that way. There are some cars in the background, but I don't know what you can and can't hear. So there's no audio jack, either on the handle or on the camera itself, but that's nothing that something like this couldn't fix quickly. This is the newer CM28. I use it in every video that I film these days because it does send a receiver right to the camera, but you can also start recording on it as a little separate audio recorder. Then you just use it like a USB stick, sync up your audio, and you're good to go. True, it's one more piece of gear, but your options are stock audio on this, fine depending on what you're doing, buy an extra piece of gear, or you can try to clean up the audio in post-production. Let's quickly run through the menus so we can see the different settings and modes, and there are a lot of different places we can tap on the screen. If you swipe up from the bottom, you're going to get to all the different modes: videos, photos, timer photo, burst photo, live streaming, dash cam. You can grab stills from the video, slow motion, time lapse, and that's about all of them. If you come down into the bottom left corner, you can change all of your resolution settings. So from 4K at 30 down to 720 at 30, everything in between. Again, 720 and 1080 can do 120, 2K can do 60, which is also good for high quality slow motion. Outside the resolution, you have video encoding settings, looping video, how long you want it to last, distortion calibration, which takes away that fisheye view, image stabilization, which can either be ordinary or the 45-degree horizon steady, pre-recording, which can be on or off, wide angle, medium, narrow, how close you want it to focus, exposure compensation, white balance settings, color settings like little effects, sharpness, saturation, contrast, so you can adjust how the shot looks right out of the camera, noise reduction. There are ISO settings, which I love. You can set it to auto. I like to set it as low as possible, especially when I'm outdoors. Wide dynamic range, audio settings for recording and your volume, denoising on your recording, dates, watermarks, motion detection, which is really helpful for certain settings if you're using it as a dash cam or security cam, time-lapse videos, metering, and finally your bitrate. So a lot of settings right there for quality. Now on the bottom right, you have system settings, and that's going to be things like language, date and time, auto power off, image rotation, indicator light, prompt tone, voice broadcast, screensavers, anti-flicker settings, Wi-Fi bands, Wi-Fi format reset, all of the standard camera settings that don't have to do with recording, but the device itself. Now, that's a lot of settings, and if only they had put an easy way to adjust the most important ones. But they did. A quick flick down from the top of the screen takes you to Wi-Fi, playback, volume, brightness, horizontal or vertical filming, tones, stabilization, and wind reduction. Stabilization seems to be the most helpful if you want to turn it on or off for different functions. But wait, there's more. Swiping from the right or the left quickly changes it from video mode to photo mode and back. Now, if you don't have your remote and you only have the camera in the back, all of the menu settings are exactly the same. You can still swipe up, go through the settings, swipe down for the most important settings. The only difference is it's on a smaller screen. One important feature here too is that you can actually zoom in or out. Of course, with any electronic zoom, the quality degrades, so I like to keep it as far out as it can go, but really handy feature to have. Finally, when you flip the screen, you have the option to turn the device off or go into vertical shooting. So if I flip it, it starts turning off, unless I say, wait, let's continue filming. Now I'm in vertical mode. It does not auto off if I flip back into horizontal mode. Now, with any device in the world, whether it's $100 or $5,000, there are downsides. So let's cover a couple downsides here and how I fix them in my own workflow. And the first one is no audio port. It's a disappointment, but again, a really simple fix when you have something like the CM28. Along with the camera, I'll link this down in the description because it solves that issue immediately. Pro quality without having to jack it straight into the camera. The other downside is the dip in quality when you stabilize, especially horizon steady. But again, that's pretty fixable if you do light stabilization in post. And for the discreteness and thousands of ways to mount it, 100% worth it for me. Now, especially if we mount it on something like a tripod or use the magnet just to stick it to something like the refrigerator, there's actually no need for stabilization. Finally, the boot up is a little bit slow. If you're trying to catch something quickly, you might miss it just waiting for the camera to boot. The small detachable camera by itself takes about 7 to 8 seconds to boot up. When you plug it into the handle, it's more like 12 to 14 seconds just because it takes a second to sync up with the handle. So, final thoughts, is something like this worth it? Well, if it's not obvious, I think 100%. Whether you want it as a first primary camera or a second camera for getting B-roll, I love that I can mount it in 1,000 places that I can't with big cameras, so my ability to take creative shots has multiplied and become 1,000 times easier. I'm not dunking big cameras underwater, but I have underwater housing for this. I'm not putting my big cameras on RC cars and hitting them with them, but I can with this. I can't stick big cameras in my pocket to take discrete videos in the middle of my day, but I can with this. Which means filming myself in public isn't nearly as stressful or awkward anymore. Now, your impression of the quality of the camera will probably change depending on what you're watching on. If you're watching on a laptop at full screen, you might think, it's okay. But if you're watching on your cell phone, a smaller screen, you might go, wow, that's really impressive, especially for the price. And I agree with you. It's really impressive for the price, especially since a huge amount of people these days are just watching videos on their phone. Now, if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel, more than half of the quality isn't actually your camera. It has to do with your audio, your content, and the lighting around you. I have these huge lights sticking right in my face. which means that you can get this to serve you pretty darn well, and it's $180. That's crazy, considering that the DJI Pocket 3 is $800 new. You can find it used for maybe $450 or $500, but that's still out of reach for a lot of people. So you get stabilization and detachable camera and crazy mounts and great quality for $180. I'm really impressed with this. They sent this to me, which is a huge blessing, but just know that I want to be really honest about things. And some things I've been sent, I actually won't review because it's just junk. This, though, I am going to keep, I'm not going to get rid of, I'm going to use. You'll see it in a lot of future videos. I'll mark when I'm using it often. So you're gonna see me use this, and that means I like it. The link is down in the description. I make a small bit of commission off of it, but it's nothing extra for you. It just helps this all happen. Thank you to them. Thank you to you. And I'll see you in the next video. We have a lot more things like this to go through. Hey, one other thing while you're here, I started a mailing list, and that doesn't sound super exciting, but every now and then I'm going to be giving away some of the gear that I receive. Now, I'm going to be giving it away to subscribers of the mailing list. So if you're interested in hearing about tech to your inbox, or just interested in getting some free gear, you're automatically entered to every giveaway when you're part of the mailing list. So you can sign up there in the description or in the pinned comment to this video, and I'll see you there.